So we're in day 4 now of Israel's offensive in the Gaza Strip, and the attention is focused on the neighborhood of Rimal in Gaza City. This is Gaza City's business district. It's home to many businesses, obviously. It's a residential area, many NGOs, international media, but also home to some Hamas offices, which is why it's drawing the military's attention. Now, in the past, Israel has tended to go with sort of pinpoint airstrikes in Gaza City. You could drive through the streets and you could see one building that's been hit very hard, and all around it, everything remaining intact. This time, that's not the case. We've been looking at drone footage, and you could see heavy damage, strings of buildings taken out, even entire blocks that appear to have been flattened. So that is a different type of tactic that we've seen in the past. I think it's a reflection on how seriously Israel's taking this attack, and it shows just how much damage could be inflicted in the coming days. This again is another new tactic on the Israeli part. During past periods of fighting, Israel always allowed some humanitarian aid. It always allowed its main cargo crossing to remain open, at least in a limited capacity. Now everything has been shuttered completely. That is the main gateway for cargo to go, and food and stuff to go into Gaza. That's not an option anymore. So what we see now, and what we will see in the coming days, are shortages of food, of fuel, electricity, and so forth. You also see people fleeing their homes. Close to 10%, nearly 200,000 people, about 10% of Gaza's entire population have been displaced and forced to flee their homes. They're staying either with relatives or in UN shelters that have been set up. So as this closure tightens, and as it continues, and as more and more people are forced to flee their homes in the coming days, we see a great risk of a humanitarian crisis unfolding. Egypt is a key player in this whole crisis. Egypt is the one party, or one of the few parties, that has relations with all sides. It borders Gaza, it has a relationship with Hamas, it has security relations with Israel, and often serves as a mediator between the sides. So we should be keeping a close eye on Egypt in the coming days. There is a chance, as the humanitarian situation unfolds, there's a chance that more and more Gazans are going to make their way to the southern border with Egypt. The question is whether Egypt is going to allow people in. The other question is, with the Israelis closing off the cargo crossings, will Egypt step in and try to make up at least some of that difference? Now, the capacity of the crossing with Egypt is much lower than what you have on the Israeli side. In addition, that area has been targeted by Israeli airstrikes, so it's unclear how much Egypt is willing or even able to pump into Gaza, but it will likely play a key role in keeping Gaza afloat in these coming weeks.